Aloha, everybody. We're gonna get started in a few minutes. I think maybe 1 minute. And yeah, looking forward to this session with everybody. So thanks everybody for coming in. I see people jumping in. Hope everybody's having a good holiday. Thanks to Prince Kuhio for allowing us to have this holiday, have our loved ones all at home, and most of us are home anyway. Well, ua kanika hola no leila e holo ana kako me keia papahana o Lei Ānuenue. Just really happy to have everybody joining us. And guess what? You got me, Malia, Malia Nobrega Oliveira, and I'm tuning in from my home here in Hanapepe, Hawaii. And just happy that you guys are joining me today. And you know what? If you want to maybe be a host on our series here, or you want to be a presenter, let me know. You can find me on Facebook, or you can send us an email at kanaeokana@gmail.com, and we would love to invite you to be a part of our team. But yeah, so I see some people jumping in, and can we start with, we usually start with a poll. So let's see. I'm gonna launch the poll. And again, if you can tell me where you're coming in from, you should see it on your screen now, which island you're tuning in from. And we have people on Facebook and YouTube as well that may be watching it live, or maybe even watching the recording. And so mahalo e Nanipua for starting off in the chat to tell us a little bit more specifically where you're tuning in from. So if I can ask the others to jump on in the chat and also tell us there where you're tuning in from. I know some of you have done it in the poll, and I think all of you that are on Zoom already did it. So I'm gonna come back here, and then if I click on end poll, we can see the results. And yeah, just really thankful again. I'm still trying to figure, oh, there, yeah. Okay, so we got one from Hawaii, and I'm gonna read it out because those that are tuning in on Facebook and YouTube, they can't see the poll. So I'm gonna read our results. Hawaii has 1, Maui has 5, 7 from Oahu, and I'm representing Kauai. So yeah, really, there's the results. I'm showing it up there. So great. And then I see some people sharing where they're at on in the chat. So mahalo nui. Honouliuli, Laie, Waimanalo, Kaneohe. So aloha kako. And mahalo nui for coming and joining us again today. I also see Kekaha is here with us. So yeah, I was thinking of sharing a presentation a little bit about how to engage online students and ʻohana. So whether you're a kumu or you're a makua or a facilitator of community groups, you know, we're all looking for people to, or ways to engage our ʻohana, and we like free technologies. And so I chose 3. I was gonna try and do 4. And I mentioned in the earlier session about doing a scavenger hunt. Oh, that was taking me a little more to figure out. So you have to come back tomorrow to find out how to participate in the scavenger hunt. And like I said, we're gonna have some gifts to give away and some prizes. But so I wanted to, you know, I chose a few few free ones, like I mentioned, and some of you may be familiar with it. And some it may be totally brand new. But you know, one thing I've used, whether I was teaching a Olelo Hawaii class or just trying to organize different kinds of information, you know, because now, like in conversations with some of my friends who are teaching, they're trying to think like, how do I get this information out to the makua of my keiki, you know, and and you want to do it in a fun way, and not just putting it in a Google Doc, which is also it's a good resource. But there are some other technologies out there that can really capture these different things. Even like Pinterest, that comes to mind now. You know, we usually use it for recipes and things, but you can really use Pinterest for gathering all kinds of resources. So I started this Padlet. It's a way to really put all kinds of resources in one place. So if you're a teacher and you're wanting to share some resources, like you can share this Padlet with others. It can be a way for a group of you as teachers to just start putting information in, and it can be drag and drop. And it can also be a gathering of pictures or a brainstorming session, but all of you get on at once. And so this is just a quick example of a Padlet I started this morning. And I didn't make this particular one an interactive one, but I'm gonna stop my sharing right now. And I'm gonna go to, actually back on there. I need to just exit out of here, and mahalo for your guys' patience because I have all my tabs set up here. And I want to make sure that you're seeing what I'm seeing. Can you put a 1 in the chat if you're seeing just me or you're seeing my screen? Sorry, 1 in the chat if you're seeing me. Just okay, yeah. See, I'm still learning too, gang. Okay, so you're seeing me, so I'm gonna say aloha. Okay, so I want to be able to show you my screen, so I'm gonna click on share screen. And I know a lot of us are all starting to play with Zoom as well, which has so many interactive ways to also engage our ʻohana in these live sessions. So you're seeing, like, I use Google Slides, but I'm gonna, one of my tabs here is that Lei Ānuenue Padlet. And you saw there padlet.com/ohelo/Lei Ānuenue if you wanted to go and look at it on your own, and if you wanted to share this as a resource. So this morning I started to compile it, and I used one of them called columns. And so when I started this, like you can see here on my right, if I just click on add column, I could put another listing of other resources that we may start to compile. So maybe I can put here Lei Ānuenue login URL. And I save it. And now below that, if I want to add in and let my my people know that this is the usual morning login URL. Oops, follow my URL. And I go to this link button. Now I can type in HTTP. So our morning logins are always kanaeokana.net/kakahiaka. And so by me putting this on my Padlet, it starts to populate it here, but the people I'm working with, makua or younger kids, they don't need to memorize that URL. They can just come here in the morning and they click and it takes you directly there. So yeah, again, that was really easy to do. And if I wanted to put in the afternoon login URL, same thing here. I'll put in that URL here, which is kanaeokana.net/ʻauinalā, which is where you guys all came for this afternoon session. And so I really like it because it's not like you have to send out these long URLs to parents or to your students or to community members. You're really making it really easy for them. So like I started to put in and categorize here all the videos. So here you can go to the Papamele with Kainani Kahaunaile. And if you were to click here, it would take us to the YouTube video. And this is the second episode. It was Ke Kanihoneo Manu with Pūnana Leo Manoa. Kilo Makani with Kalei Nuuhiva. And then this morning we did a session with Kainoa. So again, these are all being categorized under videos. And then my next column, I decided, I can also share the Google Slides with everyone. So when I come in here, now you can access the Google Slides that we've added the links to. So hopefully that's something you see as useful. And yeah, I see some people putting in the chat that you see it as something being awesome. So here's some other additional resources. So, it's just another way to really organize the information that, again, you want to get out to your students, especially during these times. We want to make it as easy as possible for them to log in and to find resources. And so I'm going to take you through, again, I started to do another Padlet. Any questions so far? If you have a question, maybe you can put it in the chat and let me know if this is making sense, or can you show us how to do that again? And Padlet, I didn't need to, pay anything for it. It's free. And then you can share the link out with your ʻohana members. Yeah, I see some people are already putting it up on their computer. And so with the free, like any other app, with the free version of it, you get to have so many for free. And then if you want to go beyond that, then you'll start to pay a subscription fee. But again, I'll show you at any given time, you can stop the shareability. Yeah, you can turn it off and on. There's some, I'm going to put on another Padlet. So I was thinking, maybe another really good one is ʻŌlelo Hawaii Resources. And I'm going to move the video down below and show you even like some of the back end here. So if I click on this settings portion here, you can call it whatever you want this Padlet to be. So I'm calling this one ʻŌlelo Hawaii Resources. You can add in a description here, a variety of resources for all our ʻohana. And then it tells me here what the address is gonna be. Can you guys see what I'm looking at? This modify. Not sure if all the pop-ups are showing up there as well. Yes, okay. So when I first started it, it didn't say ʻŌlelo here. So my main account is padlet.com/ʻohelo, and I put in ʻohelo. So you'll have to find a word because I wanted it to be Malia, but it didn't fit. It must be because somebody else has the name Malia as their main account. So I chose ʻohelo. And then it actually populates this next part with all kinds of numbers. But because it's ʻŌlelo Hawaii Resources, I erased it and put ʻŌlelo. So again, keep these really short because you don't want to make it long. And then you can choose the color or the background. So it's as easy as click on it and it changes everything for you. And you can always add your own pictures as well, or they have a lot that are already built in. Maybe here's one like a notebook looking or a scroll. So yeah, you can choose whatever works best for you. So there's a lot of really awesome controls. And then there's some font choices. Like this one I set attribution where I want you, I want to see who's putting things in, or maybe we don't want to, I'll leave that off. And then how you want your post to be. Do you want comments? No, I'm going to leave that off. Do we want to require approval for people posting things? So again, depending on how wide you want to do this, you may want to have things moderated, because if it goes global and people are throwing some not so good things in there, you want to be able to moderate it. So again, they won't know about it unless you share your Padlet with them. So I'm gonna leave that off for now. But those are some of the settings. And then I'm gonna click on save. And then I close it here. And what are some of the other, okay, we already looked at that. I think I saw some other things here, like you can invite people directly, you can export it, print it. So different ways to, change format. Let's take a quick look at that. Yeah, so this is a really cool one, changing the format. Earlier, I had it on the Lei Ānuenue one, I had it set as like a shelf where you have everything put into columns. But there's some really awesome layouts that you can choose from, like a timeline. And maybe this one, I'll just do it as a grid. So it'll arrange content in rows of boxes. Yeah, that one sounds like fun. Okay, so, if you didn't know about it, I did share it with some. There's this Google Doc that you can find on our Kanaeokana website called, and it's kanaeokana.net/thriving And so, in this document are a lot of awesome information under, it's organized under different topic areas. So it's a Google Doc, and we have some people that are finding, as we find different resources, we're putting it into this Google Doc, which is a really good format as well. But maybe if you're wanting to share, like you go through it and like, okay, we live in Kaneohe or something. So you only want to look for, like this first one is about Malama Mauliola. And there's some that's happening for Oahu Island. There's things in here about grab and go meals, so maybe you want to be able to help your ʻohana members in the ko'olau area to just have the ko'olau resources and information. And so you can kind of pick and choose here what you would like to share again with your ʻohana. So I thought I would use some of these ʻōlelo Hawaii resources. Because again, look at the list goes on and on. The page is actually, there's like 39 pages worth of information here. So for some of your ʻohana members, this may be like overwhelming and it's going to take them forever to look it through, So maybe you can go and find a few of them that you really like and think that it'll be a good resource for your community that you're working with. So for example, Duolingo, that's a really good one for ʻōlelo Hawaii resources. So I want to add that in here onto my Padlet. So I just click here and the title pops up and I'll just put Duolingo. And maybe I can even just go here. I don't need to even write it up myself. I copy and paste this information that is already populated here. I go to ʻōlelo Hawaii resources. I can copy and paste it. And then again, you can put the link here as well. And I'm just going to put the duolingo.com and click on it. And there you can see it's already making that link. So it's as easy as that. I hope you're seeing that as easy. So again, it's again finding these ways to really interact with and share information. And so you know, again, looking through here, I'm gonna look, oh yes, Lehu. So Lehu is a new game that Ke Kula o Samuel M. Kamakau recently published, and, you know, put it out on, you can go to your Apple, what is it? Apps, you know, to download different apps. And so Lehu is also a really good one. And that, you know, maybe you want your ʻohana to start playing Scrabble using Hawaiian words. So again, I can just go back to my Padlet, and now I'm gonna type in Lehu. And again, because some wonderful people already put a description in here, I'll copy it there and put it in here as a description. And I'm not, was it lehulehu.com or was it .io? And I think I saw some of our Kamakau friends on here. Can somebody tell me in the Zoom chat? Yeah. So lehulehu.io. So I'll just go back here to here, and I'm gonna type in lehulehu.io and saving it. And as it processes, it's going, it's, voila. And so you can see it. I mean, you don't really need to you don't need to find your own pictures or anything. You're really just, again, organizing information for people. And like I mentioned earlier, you can invite other kumu or other ʻohana members, makua, that may know of ʻŌlelo Hawaiʻi resources. We can all populate this together. So it's really in the settings, you will say like you want it for anybody to be able to populate and add information to this Padlet, or you want to be able to control all of the information. Yeah, so that's Padlet. I wanted to see if there's any questions that anyone may have about Padlet and ways to use it. So sometimes you may want to even make a Padlet where you ask all of your keiki, your students, to jump in and share their favorite mele maybe. And so they will have to go find the words and put the link for that mele. And then everybody starts to populate it. I think that's a really fun way to use it and to share resources with each other. Doesn't look like we have any questions there. So I'll holomua. So again, that's padlet.com. And I know this is not filling up the screen really nicely, but we'll just go holomua like this for now. So that's Padlet. And then the other two I'm going to show you is Canva and Flipgrid. So I chose to do Canva first. And you may be familiar with this, but you know, when you're doing distance learning or online learning, or even Facebook, I mean, you like to have nice graphics, even in Instagram, you know, and we're not all graphic designers, but Canva, oh my gosh, that has like rocked my world, because it has done a lot of the work for you. And, you know, I'm gonna jump over to my Canva tab here. And so again, you can do it both on your, like I'm on my computer now, but I also have it as a download on my phone. It's an app, you download it for free. So sometimes I'm even using Canva on my phone. But so, you know, like as you're preparing things, like earlier today, Kainoa mentioned using a closed Facebook group. You know, so also in Facebook, you want to have really vibrant graphics. And so Canva, again, is really easy. I'll show you some really basic ways to use it. So you can create your own, or you can just go to templates, which is always the easiest. So I'm going to click on templates, and it's going to ask me like, hey, what kind of graphic do you want to make? So if you're wanting to do a Zoom virtual background, like my ʻanuenue behind me, or you want to create a poster or a logo or a presentation. Normally, I look for the social media ones, like the Facebook or Instagram, because I like those square. And if I do like these social graphics, it kind of fits in all the different platforms. And so I'm gonna choose like Facebook posts. And again, they have done a lot of the work here. So you go through it really quickly and you find one that you like. Like for example, I kind of like, I'm gonna stay with this simple one here. So this cloud versus hard drive. So if I click on this one, again, it's bringing me to this, asking me some questions. I'll just say, use this template, because we're gonna just holomua. And as it's populating, just like if you were working on any other kind of graphic layout, if you just really wanted to maybe ask a question to people like, oh, I know, poi or kalopa'a. Poi or rice. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, I'm gonna try that one. I just say poi or kalopa'a because when we get waipa, when waipa poi gets delivered, we can choose to also take home kalopa'a. So yeah, so poi or rice. And then up here, I mean, and you can also like play with the sizing, because the way this template was set up is, you know, this one is in 105, the size. So if you want both of them to be same, so you click here and then really quickly you type 105, and then poi and rice is the same, you know, and then you can say up here, maybe ask them the question, maybe favorite food. And I can just leave it as simple as that, favorite food challenge. And then I just want to quickly show you, like, if you don't like this background and you wanted to add some pictures, you could click on photos here and use photos that are already there. And of course, they're not going to have poi or rice. They might have rice. Let me do a quick search for rice. See if something pops up here. Yeah, they have some rice. So, you know, you could use any one of these free pictures here, and it's just really click on it and it shows up here. Oh, it looks like this is maybe one of the paid ones. So let's go choose another one. Yeah. So, you know, it's as easy as that. And you can also upload your own photos. So down here under uploads, I'm going to click on uploads, and I don't think I have a poi one in here, but I do have a lot of my friends here. Oh, I have a kalo one. So that'll do for now. But yeah, you can see, so now I got a really quick graphic. It's nicely laid out. I didn't have to think too much about it. And you can, you know, play around with it here. Oh, and then when you're done, you just click on this download, and you can choose. Do you download it as a PNG, a JPEG, a PDF, a printable PDF, so it makes it higher in quality and it's a bigger file. So again, really easy. I'm gonna, most of the times for a lot of the social media, it likes JPEGs. So I would choose JPEGs. It downloads into my, yeah, there, see, it says preparing your design. And then you got something that's downloaded onto your computer. And yeah, that's pretty much, I mean, you can play around with it. There's so many choices in Canva. Can you put a 5 in the chat if you've used Canva before? Just kind of want to see. Yeah, a few people have. And yeah, you can resize stuff really easy too. So yeah, the platform makes it really easy. So I see a few 5s in there. But something to think about, because you know, when you're doing it on your phone, I mean, sometimes you go outside and I take pictures. Like, let me show you really quickly. Like when I go to all your designs, oh boy, you can see all my designs. You know, all these different designs I do. And then again, I click on that one. You know, I like to go outside and take pictures of the puakenekeni that's blooming, or, you know, things like that. So when I go to uploads, you can, you know, like I showed you, like the other day, I took of my puamelia, kukui, and kupu kupu outside. So you can, you know, really upload it and you just start to play around. And again, quickly you have a new graphic in just seconds with the same layout. So really easy. And, you know, like our Lei Ānuenue team is saying, the Mauna Media team also used Canva to create a lot of their graphics. So any questions on Canva? I'm just taking a look at the Zoom chat. Put a, yeah, you can just let me know there. So hopefully that's helpful, because again, as we're like creating things for our platforms in Zoom or Google Slides, you know, we like to have some really quick, nice kinds of graphics. And this takes a lot of that, you know, you don't need the Photoshop and all of that. Okay, I don't see any questions there. So the last one I wanted to share here is, what other things have you used Canva for? So I've used Canva, like I hosted a Kauai Ocean Fest here on Kauai. So and you know, of course, that was a face-to-face kind of thing. So if I go to all my designs, again, you'll see all my craziness in here. But you know, here's an example of like a graphic I created, and I could do this as either downloadable for social media, or I sent it to my partners as a PDF and as a larger poster that's higher quality. And once I put in all of their logos, I didn't, you know, I had this as a template, and we had this for 3 weeks. So again, we were using it, for our weekly promotions. And Moana is saying that you can make learning worksheets as well. That's a good one, because I did see that as an option. When you go into templates, oh, and I'm on Facebook posts, but let's go back to that home screen. That's a good question. So again, creating posters, business cards, resumes, brochures. So it's even really good for your students. Like if you want them all to work on a brochure about their ahupua'a, you know, again, if they come in, if the ha'awina is to create brochure, you know, we know that they're gonna have to do some research about it. They're gonna, maybe one column of the brochure will be a mele, another column will be pictures, another column will be, you know, whatever information you as the kumu will ask them to research and go find. So that you take them through that planning process, and then they can come into Canva and create a brochure, invitations, book covers, menus. And I know there was a mention of the learning worksheets. Oh, newsletters. Maybe you're going to use newsletters as a way to communicate with your families. Here's some other ones, some tags, some gift certificates, some announcements. So they have done a lot of the hard work for us. Class schedules, I think that might be something useful. Reports, proposals, there's media kits, worksheets. And it's already set for 8.5 by 11. So I clicked on that really quickly so that you can see, like, look at this. They have some layouts for Sudoku. They have some layouts for social studies. Yes, it is free. Canva is free. Some of it, if it starts to get fancy, then it will tell you if it'll cost you or you need to add something in. But you know, maybe your haumana are learning about the different shapes. And yes, this one is all in English, but for Kumu Olelo Hawaii, you can go in and you can just click on there and, you know, unuhi it into any language. It doesn't have to only be Olelo Hawaii. It can be in any language that you wanna translate it into. So yeah, lots of free stuff in here. You know, especially now kumus are having to create worksheets or, you know, look through all your files. So there's all kinds. I've never used this before, the worksheets, but I'm liking what I'm seeing. And you can always make it, you know, change it up. Here's a good book review one. You know, maybe that's something that our ʻohana are, you know, we're gonna ask them for taking out a book and, you know, doing a review, and then they'll turn that into you at the end of the week. That's a really cool one. And there's some cute pictures, or you can put your own keiki pictures in there. So hopefully that's useful. Any other questions or comments or other advice? So we have lots of good people on here that are using this technology already. So mahalo. Okay, if not, I'm gonna holomua to the next one. And I was starting to say Flipgrid. Flipgrid is another fun one. Maybe put a 1 in the chat if you've used Flipgrid before. Can you tell me if you're familiar with this one? Put a 1 in the chat if you've used the Flipgrid before. Okay, I see one person. Okay, so maybe for the rest of you, it's something new. Okay, so Flipgrid. Okay, I'm gonna show you an example, and then I'm leaving this up here because if you can, I want you to go, if maybe you're not on your phone or maybe you're on your computer. If you can go to this URL, because it'll take you directly to the one that I set up. And mahalo to all my friends. I reached out to a bunch of my friends and asked them to go and participate in my Flipgrid that I set up this morning. So Flipgrid is a place where you can interact with your students with video, and it's a closed area. So one, it's free to use, but two, it's a closed, protected area. So in order for people to get into your classroom, they would need the password. So that's kind of good, right? I mean, because maybe if you're working with little ones or any age, you know, you want them to feel safe about what they're sharing. So I'm gonna click on, so if you went to that link again, Flipgrid, or you can go now, flipgrid.com, and an easy one is /lei, because that's my overall one. And I set up a more specific one called ho'olauna. And so when I came here, you'll see this graphic here on the left. I uploaded it this morning. I created it in Canva. You might have seen it as one of my templates. So, you know, once you set up one, and if you like that setup, when you go back to Canva, you can duplicate it, and then you just change the words. So again, you don't need to think about it too much. And if I wanted to edit it, I could. And you can do it in English or Hawaiian. I did some of the text, you know, you may, the okina and kahako may show up a little weird. So you might want to find the right font that you can use that will really help to facilitate having a nice okina and kahako. So mahalo for that. So, you know, I'll show you an example. So I asked my friends this morning, and I'm asking all of you because you're all now my friends. If you didn't do it already, if you can go in and ho'olauna yourself. And I just put in the introductions here. Aloha, please introduce yourself. Include your first name, your aina, and the name of a mele you would like to learn on Lei Ānuenue. So 7 of my friends submitted. And so you can see here down below that who all my friends are. Look, I have amazing friends. And so Kameha Ililani's one doesn't have any views yet. So I'm going to click on it so that we can take a look at her submission. Can you guys hear? Ole, okay. Off my. Is the audio coming through now? Yeah, now. Okay, I'm gonna rewind it.
Aloha kako, o no i ke ia o ka meha ililani waiau no ka aina ho o pula pula o papakolea ma ka moku o ahu alua o ahu. Hoi hoi fau e a'o ho pa'a mai kai I ke mele o aloha nu'umanu. Kuhi ana wau, hiki no ku hoahana o mahina poi poi ke kokua mai me ke a'o a me ka mele pu. Oia no. Ahui o.
Aw, mahalo Tita for sharing that. And, you know, so that was really fun, you know, and you can, again, it's a video. So most of us can just jump on our phones, record a video and upload it here. She didn't know I was going to share this on here. But yeah, I had a few of my friends and, you know, I've been watching some of them. And so Manuai, I hope it's okay. I think I'm gonna share yours, just so you guys can see the variety.
Hey, aloha mai. This is Manuai from Kailua. The song I want to learn today is Na'aleo Ni'ihau, written by Randy Num and Manu Boyd. Aloha.
Yeah, so you know, as a kumu, or say as the organizer and one of the collaborators for our Lei Ānuenue, like through these ho'olauna posts, I'm able to connect with all of you, all of my friends, and I'm starting to collect this data. Like, maybe I gotta go ask Manu Boyd if he can do a presentation through Lei Ānuenue and share that mele. Or, you know, Kameha Ililani even mentioned who I could go and ask, you know, her hoahana, mahina poi poi, who could share that mele. And so, you know, this helps me as a teacher to not just get to know and see everyone. You can also write responses to each other. You can see on the back end how creative, you know, or the kinds of comments that you can give to one another. And some of you may be into QR codes, you know, and your ʻohana like to have QR codes. So, you know, that's really easy too, is you just click on it, it creates it for you, you send it off or email it, and then you just go at your phone and shoot it up there. So it's really exciting, an exciting kind of platform. And I just wanted to see, is that pretty straightforward for the Flipgrid? And maybe do people have other ideas? So besides ho'olauna, I know a lot of our Olelo Hawaii teachers like to use this in their classes as well. You know, so you do the prompt. So maybe your prompt is to practice a locational sentence. You know, aya ihea, I don't know, aya ihea ko hale or something. Aya ihea ko popoki. Waila, ʻaha. And you can, you know, whatever your picture says there. So maybe it's a picture with 2 or 3 items, and there's the poi is on the table, the kalopa'a is in the refrigerator, and the uala is still in the ground. And all in that picture, it's depicting that. And so now you're gonna ask maybe to practice your ho'olauna. Your pipekehenua or locational sentences, and you give them a little bit of a description, and then they'll go in and they'll respond to you in this very way. That way you can hear their voices. You can probably even ask them to type up the sentences and just really be engaged with each other. Yeah, I think those are just some of the ideas. Is there a new page dashboard every day? You mean in Flipgrid? Yeah, so you create it. So like, see, when I logged in, then it says my grids. So right now I have this Lei Ānuenue one, and under Lei Ānuenue, which will be like one class, I currently only have one topic, but I can add a new topic here. And, you know, as a kumu, it's also telling me really quickly some of the stats, you know, that I have 7 videos already uploaded. It's been, you know, people are spending this amount of time for engagement and these kinds of views. And then you can also export it. So it's also a good way for doing some assessment. And, you know, I'll mention that this cover thing at the top here is also made in Canva. So all of this, these tools that I'm sharing, again, they all work really well together. So if I wanted to create a new topic, same thing here. I go in, I can put in the title. You can set the length of the recording time. So if you wanted to be like, force them to do 30-second videos, you know, so you can set that. If you want it to be longer, you can do that too. So I think that's some good parameters to put out there. And then here's the prompt. And all different options, you know, that you can, again, add and play with. Hopefully that's useful for you. And I mean, there's all different ways, and you can probably go in and look around, and I think there's a lot of examples that, you know, they will show you as well. But it was really easy to use, and especially if you're gonna ask your ʻohana members to do it with a resource that they already have. I mean, most of us, parents or family members, somebody has a phone or an iPad, you know, so being able to just jump in and download it, and it's free. That's the other thing, it's free. Yeah, so I'm just hoping those are the 3 main things that I wanted to share with all of you. And I'm gonna stop my sharing. And just wanted to, again, reach out and, you know, see if there's any questions or comments from anyone about any of these technologies. And yeah, if you need me to answer a question, I think, yeah, we've had a pretty good review of things. I'm gonna go back to sharing my screen just so we can start to wrap it up. And, you know, again, I'm really thankful for everybody coming in today and joining us. Hopefully we learned something new today. I'm going to present Google Slides. Of course, you know, we could do a whole session on the Google Suites. You know, some of us that if you're at within the Kulanui, like under the University of Hawaii, we get a lot of these things that we can use for free, you know, like the Google Drive, Google Docs, Google Spreadsheets. Maybe these are also resources that the DOE makes available for you. I'm not sure, I'm not in the DOE system anymore. Maybe if you're a kumu at Kamehameha schools, they may also make these technologies available for you. And when they pay the license, then us as users get to, you know, make use of it. So yeah, I just again wanted to say mahalo, and you know, we really wanna get better at this. So if you can give us a mana'o at kanaeokana.net/survey, that would be great. We would really appreciate it. And, you know, before I end, I wanted to let you guys know, we had a practice session with my good friend, Miliana Meyer. And this paper, scissors, stone bookmaking class is gonna be amazing. So come back, bring your ʻohana, you know, whether it's yourself, because I was doing a little practice thing and I was drawing. I got my, you know, you want to get a paper. So you're going to need paper to borrow, some creative, you know, if you want to get pens or color pencils or just pencils, that'll work too. You know, bring them because Meliana is going to be going live from her hale and taking us through some really cool examples and showing us some of the puke that she's made and sharing her stories with all of us. So we hope that you come back and join us tomorrow at 9. Again, the schedule is available at kanaeokana.net/lei. And we hope that you will join us. Again, stay connected with us on Facebook. Follow us. We're listed under Kanaeokana. Our Instagram is also under Kanaeokana, and our Facebook is kanaeokana.net. So thanks for all the mahalos out there. Yeah, and just happy that you guys are putting it on your calendar. We have the schedule coming out for next week really soon. And just really thankful again. Mahalo. Have a great weekend, everybody. Be safe with all your ʻohana. And mahalo, mahalo nui.